get what? Understanding. And so there are places, even in this room, based on what you've heard tonight, where you need understanding. And so we may not meet again. I pray that we do. I love what I see. I hope we've got some new friends. Debra drugged me here. I didn't have a choice. And she's been talking about gathering in this way for some months. So part of the blessing of being here is to see the Lord manifest what she's been talking about, to see him do what she's been hoping he would do. And so I believe that above all else, the Bible also says that all of heaven rejoices over one soul that is saved. I believe it also rejoices over one soul that is healed, delivered, rescued, befriended. And so I believe that that the Lord is at work. My pastor used to say, in moments like this, that it's like a delivery room. And the Lord is giving birth to something. And you can be a part of the birthing process. In this way, we are all midwives tonight, because the Lord is birthing something new, both in this room and in some of your lives. I don't know where all that is occurring, but I'm assured that it is occurring. If I had fear that God wasn't who he is, there's no way I could say that to you. Because then it might just sound motivational, or it may just sound inspiring, or it may just sound uplifting. But this is much more than that. The Bible tells us that the anointing breaks the yoke. Yes. And so it's by that yoke that we both collectively had when we walked in the room, and some of you had individually when you walked in the room. Some of those yokes have been broken. Part of the way that you know that is that you have to believe that. Some of that you see, some of that you will share with one another, because we are strengthened by the testimony of our lives. And so the Lord can give greater clarity. He will bring you to greater understanding of things that we've heard that have been written, the worksheets that we've done. When Debra started, she talked about that we should start the day before that cup of coffee, that we are to start with the Lord first. And I believe it's in Matthew 6:33 that says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added." I love verse 34, which says, "Take no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof." Meaning there's enough things in our day to be concerned about. That we don't even have to go to Sunday morning. Right? There's enough in Saturday for us to think about and live through that we don't have to think about tomorrow. So seek ye first the kingdom of God. The other thing that I heard was amygdala. We heard that word. Again, some of the things that we hear that may sound familiar, I would say, on the one hand, take us all at our word. Everything you've heard, take us at our word if we say that the Lord is leading us. And on the other hand, I say, believe nothing until you test it. Until you test it and the Lord proves it true to you and gives you understanding and gives you clarity. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe any of us. Thank you for the nod and the smiles and the joy. But what's most important is that you have peace. My prayer for you is that, as it says in Philippians, that you would have the kind of peace that passes all understanding. And only the Lord can give that to you. No matter your body shape, no matter if you've seen the hairdresser, if it cost you $90 or it cost you nothing, that the Lord can give us peace. And so my prayer for you is that we would have greater peace as we leave. I'm going to ask you also to do two things. And I'm not sure about our time, but I'm going to ask everybody for just a moment, for about 1 minute, to just close your eyes and just close your eyes. Think about what is it that the Lord is saying to you. What is it that you are to receive and hear? Jeremiah says, be not afraid of their faces. So sometimes we're looking around the room, all we see are faces. And so for just a moment, in the peacefulness of the moment, and I'm going to even not talk for about a minute, and just have you just think about what is it the Lord wants you to receive, and what does He want you to give to the rest of us before we leave? As you open your eyes, I'm going to ask us to stand up for a moment. And if everybody would just stand up, and even if this is not for you, it could be for me, it could be for Debra, it could be for Carol, it could be for Linda, it could be for Rhoda, it could be for Gladys or Sandy. And I want everyone to just either walk around the room just for a moment, and I want you to just touch somebody. Just walk around the room and just touch somebody or hug somebody or smile, just for a couple of minutes. There's nothing intrinsic about it. It's just, you have a word, or you want to linger with that person or with someone else. Everybody should be touched, and everyone should touch someone as we are together.
Bless you.
I'm here for a beat.
Sorry. Thank you. Okay. All right.
If you're done touching and hugging, it's okay to take your seat.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I want to too. I think I'm for a moment. Did. Sorry, honey.
There's an old song that says he touched me. I don't know if you've heard it, but you can just keep talking and hugging and moving. The song says, he touched me, and oh, the joy that floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know he touched me. I can't tell you how many rooms I've been in with Christian women, and you walk away, and you've not been touched. I've been there before. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it's just that I don't know our life. I don't know your household. I don't know if there's anybody that you can reach out to and that you can hug and touch, but that's a part of our life, and that's a part of our journey. And if we're going to overcome fear, and we're going to conquer fear, part of conquering fear is how we create our space. And so I'm going to celebrate the fact that I think some victory happened just because you shared your space. And some of us create space because of fear. And so part of that exercise was to break that yoke and to remind the enemy that you don't belong to him. And that you don't have to shelter yourself and guard yourself and protect yourself among God's elect, among those who are of the household of faith. We shouldn't have to guard ourselves and protect ourselves among each other. And yet, sometimes we do. And so what that did, I believe, is I think that there was freedom in that moment for more than 5 or 6 of us in this room. That when days go by and weeks go by, and you share that you were in Pleasanton, and you share that you were here, or you had an experience about conquering fear, you might be able to express what you heard, but I think you will also feel what you heard. And that's a part of our journey, that sometimes we've got to overcome the fear that inhabits us just because of how we feel. And feelings are an important part of not only of our Christian life, but also of our womanhood and our personhood. And so, again, I commend you and celebrate that. We're probably out of time. Whenever the person who's the host stands in the corner, that lets you know that you're almost out of time. And there's 1,000 more things I could say to you. I have a handout that she's going to have to give me a few more minutes because we got to do something with the handout. I wanted to share with you that when I arrived, I planned to print this out earlier, and nothing about my computer worked, of course. And so I said, well, Lord, I know you gave this to me, so what am I to do? And I thought about going, through Kinko's or going someplace in no time. So I got to the hotel, and I just said to the young woman at the desk that I have something that I need a copy of. And often there are fees based on that. There are fees to use the whiteboard. And if I had fear, I'm just saying, even when I arrived, I would never have made the inquiry. I would never have asked. I would never have been able to share with her while you were in here what we were, share out there what we were doing in here. So the Lord used that moment of my computer frustration to take me to the front desk. And with the women who are serving us, to have conversations in the hallway. Because the conquering of fear is not just in the room. It's with those we encounter. And so there's ministry in here, but there's also ministry there. So even when you exit, if you want to shake someone's hand or say thank you, I think that would be a tremendous encouragement. I travel a lot, weekly, monthly sometimes, and I find, and I'm just sharing this with you, sometimes I will just put dollars, maybe fives, whatever I have, in my pocket.
I've been there.
In my pocket, and anywhere I go, with or without Debra, anywhere I go, this night is just working on our relationship, let me tell you. But wherever I go, and if I run into a woman that is cleaning the restroom, I always tip them. If there's someone cleaning a restroom anywhere in the country, and I was in Atlanta last week, I was in Orlando a few weeks before that, it doesn't matter, wherever I am. And not only just putting it on the tray, but literally handing it to them, looking at them, and saying thank you. And I leave the bathroom with tears. It's such a simple thing that, the tears just, it's amazing.
It goes a long way.
It goes a long way. So I'm just saying that as you go, my pastor used to say, be very careful about going to do good and not doing good as you go. Right? Sometimes we go places to do good, but we have to do good as we go. This handout, I'm just going to say to you as we wrap up. I was thinking about a way I'm much more of a visual learner, and so I'm hunting. I've got presentations I do all the time. I work as a as a consultant, basically. And that consulting can be with ministries, or it can be with an organization, but it's always around leadership. So my focus is around leadership. Organizational leadership, congregational leadership, any kind of leadership. How it works, why it works. And so having something, and why it doesn't work. But having something like this, so I put this together, and what I want you to do is I want you to look at it, and there's a couple of things on here that I don't have time to talk about. What I was going to ask you to do as an exercise was to, just look this over and put an X or a circle around something that's on the page that resonates with you. Anything that resonates with you, for whatever reason. So I want you to put an X on one or two of these that resonate with you. And then the other thing I want us to do for like 1 minute each, so we got to manage our time. For 1 minute each, I want you to talk to someone next to you on what you selected or why. Okay, talk with someone, pick one or two. This is not a major exercise, but just pick one of these and then share with one another, maybe two people, why you selected it, what it made you think about. I'm much more, my aim is to bring the practical to all that we've heard. So this is just to make this a bit more practical for us. So, 1 minute each.